countdown for blast-off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire.
How many times do I have to tell you? In three-dimensional checkers, you can't jump your own men. You know, sometimes I think you're faking this entire mental breakdown psychosis of yours. You're not as stupid as you pretend you are, nor are you as derelict as you'd have others believe. I'm onto you, Mervin. I know this entire act is a sham meant to entice others to have sympathy for you and take pity on you. When it comes to pity, I know all about it. I see the same things in you that I see in myself, and I'm not going to allow you to use my own tricks to get an advantage over me, even if it's only in a game of three-dimensional checkers. Your cheating ways, and now, Mervin, if you can't play this game by the rules, I'm done playing with you. Have fun playing checkers with yourself, my not-so-little raccoon.
Well, people in glass houses. Mervin, why can't you two get along? I know it's not easy living with Orville and his mama, but there's got to be some way for peace. Every time I come over here now, you and Orville are at each other's throats. You can't go on like this. It's not good for you. Don't give me that, Mervin. I know you were cheating. I've played three-dimensional checkers with you enough in the past to know that you always insert a few extra men when you ask your opponent to get you something to drink. I've caught you enough times rigging the game in your favor. Face it, Mervin, this time you're just out and out wrong. Don't think it pains me none to say it. I'm not in the habit of defending Orville, but this time he is right. Well, I can only guess, but you're right. He's not a man who handles defeat with any sort of grace. Orville is just in love with himself way too much. His ego's out of control, totally out of whack. He can't see himself the way the rest of us see him. He's got to see a vision in his head, and it don't resemble reality in one tiny detail. Even so, he's still got it, this vision of himself as some kind of emperor. Totally infallible. The only problem is that when someone thinks they can do no wrong, that's the surest way to screw up. Just like you with checkers. You don't think anyone realizes you're cheating, so you just get careless and get caught over and over again. Whatever, Mervin. My point is, Orville, he's got this high opinion of himself, so he makes these grand plans to conquer something. Then he goes and enacts that plan. But because he's got such a high opinion of himself and his abilities, he don't think he can screw up, so he doesn't check things out as carefully as he should. Mistakes are then made. The plan blows up in his face, and he quickly has to come up with something else to fix the mess he made, as well as get his original plan back on track. The only problem is, this is where he, and in many cases you, and a lot of others, gets stuck smack dab in the middle of one of life's nearly escapeless traps. There ain't no trap that is truly escapeless, Mervin, but when we get caught up in the bad ones, it sure does seem like it is. Orville, for instance, If a plan goes wrong and he's got to come up with another one, this is where he truly gets trapped. He overthinks the plan, just like last time, but then he overworries about the plan by not taking a clear and calculated approach, but by letting his emotions control him. Overthinking and overworrying causes the same bad stuff to happen, only double, because there's two things going on here. His carelessness at assuming the obvious causes him to overlook the obvious, and the new plan fails too. So he's got to come up with a third plan, but after 2 failures, he's not overthinking anymore. He's overworrying completely. The overworrying causes his third plan to fail, so he's got to come up with a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, all the way until here he is now, trapped in your house, unable to leave until we can find a way to contact Ariel again. This is how hubris brings down little tin gods like Orville. He eventually screws up so much that he ends up in prison. I's just sorry the prison is in your house. Yous didn't do nothing wrong. Well, you did use the communicator Commander Swirly gave me as an Ariel, but that don't mean you deserve all this time with Orville. Anyway, turn on the TV. Lazar and Jingles show this week is about what I was trying to tell ya. Their movie should illustrate perfectly what I was going on about, Mervin. Look towards the TV, Mervin. Maybe yous understand that fate don't play games when we think we smarter than it.
Expression x to the 9th minus 3 squared. Come in. Hi, Mom.
Hi. Still working so late? On Friday night?
This is my last algebra problem. I'll save my history until tomorrow.
Sarah, your father and I appreciate the fact that you take your schoolwork seriously. But, well, couldn't you manage to arrange your time so you could have a little fun, too?
I have a certain amount of homework to do, and I like to get it done on time.
But you have the whole weekend. You could go out on Friday night or have somebody in.
Like them? Is that what you mean?
Having a good time is all I mean. And that's why I talked to Ron's mother the other day.
You didn't? Well, I suppose you fixed it so he'd have to invite me over.
I might have, if it had been necessary. But I found out that those Friday night get-togethers are open houses. You could go.
I know I could if I wanted to. I don't.
I think you should go. You're only young once, and
Mother, don't be so corny. There's nobody over there I want to see. I think I'd better finish my algebra.
Of course, dear. We'll talk about this some other time.
I think I'm actually just going to pull a fast one. I think so too. Glad to have you.
Okay, Ron, thanks. Take it easy.
Your friends are certainly a nice bunch, Ron.
Yeah, they're the greatest.
Do you suppose they'd like to help you do something really nice?
What do you mean, Mom?
Well, how about being more friendly to Sarah Inman?
Sarah Inman? Oh, Mom.
No, really, dear, I mean it. Now, you could invite Sarah over here next Friday to join us.
Ask Sarah to come over here? Oh, gee whiz, why?
Oh, don't you want her to come?
No, I don't particularly want her. Sarah Inman.
Now, Ron, you know we've always said that all of your friends are welcome here at any time.
Well, I know, Mom, but... Well, the idea just kind of grew. We've got a large game room, well-stocked refrigerator, and lots of good records. So the gang started drifting in here on Friday. Nobody needed to be asked, but Sarah never came. She's too high-hat for that. She wants a special invitation, and if she gets it, it'll be just one more reason for her to think she's better than anybody else.
Now, look here, Ron. Years ago, when you had rheumatic fever, don't you remember who it was who came over here every day and read to you by the hour?
Well, sure, Mom, but well, she's changed since then.
Oh, no, Ron, I don't think she's really changed. Why don't you give her a chance?
Well, she was good to me once. I guess I can ask her to honor us with her presence. I'll call her tomorrow.
Thanks, son. You know, growing up brings different problems to different people. And some, well, they just don't quite bring it off without falling down somewhere.
Well, if you ask me, where Sarah fell down was when she went into junior high. Well, when she was in grade school, she was swell. She made good grades and had lots of friends. But when she started going to junior high with lots of other sharp kids, well, she couldn't be a big wheel. Now she's in senior high and,
Oh, it's too bad. It seems, well, you know, it sounds like she needs a friend.
You're nominating me? I don't know. She may cut me dead. She does lots of other people. And I don't think she cares at all.
Her Highness has a new sweater.
Ooh, it's luscious. You've got to hand it to Sarah. She certainly has good taste.
The way she acts, you'd think nobody else did.
She'll hear you. That's an awfully pretty sweater, Sarah.
Well, don't speak.
Were you talking to me?
Never mind. Hear nobody, see nobody, talk to nobody. That's Sarah. No wonder she had any friends. Say, and Maxon made secretary.
Yeah, Jerry made vice president.
President, Bill Tyler. That's great.
Hey, Bill made president. Jerry made vice president and Maxon made secretary.
What's all the excitement?
Oh, it's the results of the election for next year's student council officers. Bill Tyler made president. Hey, let's get on the flight. Oh, sure, okay. I'll see you. I suppose you don't think Bill's the best man for the job?
Oh, that girl.
She's just sore because we picked Bill's design for the yearbook cover instead of hers. Let's go to class.
I know you shoot us all out of the kitchen, but I don't mind drying dishes. Besides, I wanted to talk to you, Pumpkin.
You did?
You're so quiet during dinner. Something's bothering you. Care to cry on my shoulder?
Daddy, there's nothing to cry about.
Not one little thing?
There are lots of little things we could talk about. But it wouldn't do any good.
I'm waiting.
Oh, all right. You'll think I'm silly. Well, this morning, when I came to class, I was worried about the history test first period. I was going over it in my mind, and somebody spoke to me. Nancy Yeager. I didn't hear what she said, but she looked at me as if she just hated me. I worked hard on the history test, but I flubbed it. I know there are lots of people in there that don't study half as hard as I do, and they come off with the A's. I'm smarter than they are. I know I am. Last week, I worked just hours and hours on a design for the yearbook cover. Bill Tyler handed in just a blotchy sketch. couldn't see anything to it. But his design is going to be on the yearbook cover. It isn't fair. This afternoon, Ron from next door called and invited me over Friday night. I had to say yes because Mother's been pressuring me, but I don't want to go. Bill Tyler will be there, and I don't like him. President of Student Council. All the kids that get by on apple polishing will be there, too, and I don't like them.
Pumpkin. I'm sorry you don't like so many people. Friends are important in this world. You should encourage others to make good and not dislike them for it. I think maybe your mother's right. I think you should go to Ron's get-together this Friday. Try to like people for whatever they are.
That's all the dishes. I can clean out the sink.
Okay, Pumpkin. Just one more question. All these people you don't like, aren't they happier than you are? Aren't they happier than you are? Aren't they happier than you are?
For you. First choice goes to our new president.
Look at them, playing up to it. Bill Tyler, big man. Everything he does is too clever. It makes me sick. I'm just as good as he is. No, I'm better. He'll get no playing up from me.
I didn't know which was going to wear out first, me or the music.
Where are you going to play next, huh?
Why, going around show again?
Hey, how about it? You want to dance?
I'd rather not.
Well, you want to sit and talk then?
I'd rather not. Not with you.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you mad.
Oh, are you satisfied?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You really froze him out, didn't you?
I don't know what business it is of yours if I don't want to dance.
Well, I think you did want to dance. You wanted to dance, all right, but you just couldn't pass up the chance to be a snob. What's the matter? Sarah? Sarah, come back.
I can't.
Why not? What's the matter? Can I do anything?
No. Oh, Ron, they're so mean and hateful. They don't understand anybody who isn't one of their gang and doesn't do all the silly things they do. They don't understand.
They didn't mean it. Isn't there something I could...
The snob, hurting everyone, herself, her parents, her friends, other people. What makes Sarah act the way she does? Is it a cover-up for some lack she feels in herself? Can a friend like Ron help her in any way? Is the group justified in judging everything Sarah does as snobbery? What do you think?
Eyes don't care how much you may cry, beg, complain, or shout. Eyes ain't gonna do it, Mervin. Do you hear me? Eyes not doing it, Mervin. Haven't you been listening to a word I've been speaking? It's too dangerous. There's no ways I was going down there. It's not safe, and I was not putting my life in danger no more on a foolhardy mission. Do you hear me, Mervin? This ain't going down in a million years. No, not in a billion years. I's finished with such nonsense. If yous want that darn thing so bad, why don't you go after it yourself? Why does every conversation end in an argument, Mervin? Why, you're such a laid-back fella when you're alone, but as soon as another person enters the room, Mount St. Helens, in stereo. Sorry, Mervin, sorry. I can't go get your cloak for you. I don't know why it's so important to you, 'cause so far you ain't told me. I figures you will when you want to, but the simple fact remains that the cave is just too dangerous for anyone to go into. If it weren't, someone would have gotten the cloak a long time ago. One sound, and whoever is in there is dead. D-E-A-D, as in off with the Grim Reaper, Mervin. Kaput, finito, end of existence on this plane. Are you understanding me, Mervin? So, now we's back to that, is we? You go from a state of near mental breakdown and talking like the raccoons to giving me the silent treatment. After all's I's done for you, and you's gonna go act like an infant. You's just beat all Mervin. You's just done beat absolutely everything. Honestly, Mervin, act your age. You's a grown adult. You's got your own house. You pay your own bills. You cook your own food. Why must you be entirely reliant on others to do your interacting for ya? If there was even the slightest possibility I wouldn't die in that tunnel, I'd consider going after the cloak for yous. But since there ain't, I isn't. End of story.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Excuse me. What's new in cat food?
Today's your lucky day. We just got in these new Puss in Boots flavor packs. The latest thing in dry cat food. Flavor packs come 8 to a box, and every pack's a measured meal. So every time you eat, you get everything you need, all your vitamins. It's a complete diet in just the right amount.
Very convenient. But why do they call them flavor packs?
Each meal is sealed. They taste great because the flavor can't escape. Here.
You know, that's great. I'll take it. A tasty, dry cat food. That's what I've been looking for.
Every cat comes in here switching to flavor packs. Well, after all, who knows more about cats than Puss in Boots?
You cleaned the kitchen sink.
Honey, all I did was...
Use new blue Ajax cleanser. Get you out of the kitchen fast.
Look, pot marks take the time. Even steel wool can't do the job. But watch Ajax with blue chlorine. Just a soft sponge and pot marks gone fast.
Honey, all I did was...
Get out of the kitchen fast. Get Ajax, now in plastic, too.
If you had a friend who was a king, what kind of a gift would you give him? Well, there are many people of prominence who have been thrilled to receive this. Zenith's famous 9-band transoceanic, the world's most exciting radio. Powered to tune in the world. You'll find every Zenith radio, from the famous transoceanic to the tiniest pocket transistor, is built in the Zenith quality tradition, including super-sensitive FM/AM radios, and some table and clock radios, and powerful solid-state portables. Over 100 radios to choose from, priced to fit every gift budget. At Zenith, the quality goes in before the name goes on. If you're buying a radio for a king, a friend, or for yourself, why not get the best?
Mervin, friends care about each other. They care about their well-being. They care about keeping them safe. What they don't do is act like a baby if their friends won't do what they ask of them. Honestly, that door ain't gonna last another week if they keep slamming it like that. How do I get myself into these situations?
Because, Bunson, you actually care about the people around you. If you'd take a page out of my playbook, you'd see that interpersonal relationships are nothing but baggage. Keep people around that you need, but no more. Never get personally involved with their private lives. If possible, keep them from having private lives. No drama at home. None brought into their jobs to keep them from doing their duties. Simply cast away your need for others, and life becomes far less complicated.
Yeah, your approach has sure done you a lot of good, ain't it, Doorbell? Look at what it's got you, trapped in this house in a way that even you can't escape. A man talking about the value of social relationships is the one who's forced into one with someone nearly as crazy as he is. I don't know what fate has in store for you, but if you ask me, even though Mervin is crazy, you still got off easy for all the stuff you've pulled on the residents of this town.
My name is Captain M.T. Bunson. Even though I may be momentarily planted on this disgusting blue ball hanging in space, I still have my rank, and you will honor me with it, little bear.
We's done past that, Orville. We's done way past this point. What you'd come up here for anyway?
I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with Mervin. So, it's the Cloak of Hidden Beauty that you are after now. A useless object, if there ever was one. To think that someone wasted so much time and effort in creating an object whose main ability is illusion, when all the resources used in making it could have gone into, well, let's just say more lucrative endeavors. What is your interest in the cloak, Bunson? Has Ginny gotten tired of your weather-wearied face already?
I'll has you know that Ginny and I are fine, no thanks to you. The only thing we's got to worry about these days is protecting the tykes from the bad news bandit. If yous was able to leave this house, I would suspect you. But since yous ain't, since yous trapped here, I guess that leaves you in the clear. But don't think I's gonna take my eye off of you for a minute, Orville.
Captain Empty!
Orville.
Captain Empty!
Orville.
Captain Empty!
Orville.
Captain Empty!
Whatever, Orville. I's tired of arguing. I's going home. I need to lay down after this visit. It never fails. Never. Migraines. Migraines. Yous induce them, you and Mervin. Always. Always migraines.
Perhaps the pain in your head has made you forget, Bunson, that I still haven't answered your question.
Huh? What question? Oh, why are you up here? So, why did you come up here?
If you truly meant what you said about remote chances and the Cloak of Hidden Beauty, there is a way to procure the item, if it's what you truly want to do, for your friend or Mervin.
Oh, nah. No way, Orville. Empty whatever. I's not letting you out of this house. Even if I could, there's no way I'd agree to let you go in exchange for something. Anything. Anywhere. No way. Not on your life.
Or yours, Bunson. Or Ginny's. Or the little rugrats you babysit every day.
Spit it out, man. What's you getting at?
If you had the Cloak of Hidden Beauty, finding out the identity of the bad news bandit, discovering who he is, or she, or what, would be, shall we say, monumentally easier, quicker than you'd ever think possible. With the Cloak of Hidden Beauty in your possession, you'd have the bad news bandit captured within hours. You and all you love would be safe once more.